Well, this ride is very much like the last one, exiting MECO into Villanueva de la Torre. The last time the destination was Kir, and this time as I enter the province of Guadalajara in the state of Castilla-La Mancha, today's destination will be the city of Guadalajara. There are a bunch of farm roads that parallel the highway, and depending on how that goes, I may go into the city or not. It all sort of depends how it goes. It's all of 10 degrees. And if you're familiar with that, the movie A Christmas Story, where the little kid is all dressed up for the snow, and his brother says he looks like a tick that's about to pop, I feel like that little kid, like a tick that's about to pop. I am kind of bundled up. Just so, the jacket I'm wearing is more of a springtime jacket. So below it is another jacket, my jersey, and a long woolly. I have various flavors of wool long underwear, from fairly thin to really heavy. This is a medium thickness. To be honest, two of them would probably be better. I'm a big believer in carrying a pannier and layering clothes. So if you get too warm, it's easy enough to take some stuff off. Ooh, it's noisy. And if you're cold, it's easy enough to yank something out of the bag. So I'm going to pick this up in a few minutes. This bit through the town isn't that interesting. If you've seen the last video that was recorded but going the opposite direction on this very same farm road, it was a lot wetter. So just over a course of a couple days, it really dries up. If the farm road, which heads kind of northwest, is relatively in good shape, instead of going into Guadalajara, I'll take it and go up to Camino de MECO, which is a really fun cross-country ride. It'll be extra challenging because it'll be wet and kind of gooey in spots. But that's rather the whole point of this bike. I've done these rides on my gravel bike, and to be honest, when I get back, even though they're the same exact distance, I feel like I've gotten beat up. With this bike, because of the suspension fork and dropper seat post and the very large volume 2.8-inch rear tire, I just don't feel like I've been thrashed. The gravel bike has a suspension stem, shock stop, Redshift Sports shock stop suspension stem, and an XLC suspension seat post, which are both very good, especially the seat post. But the suspension stem is kind of a gimmick. Frankly, I'm not so sure it's worth the money, and I don't think I'd buy another one. Oh, there's a gravelly bike. See, they exist. I've been seeing actually more gravel bikes. A few years ago, they just weren't around. The two things that have become very popular, actually, are mid-drive mountain bikes of various flavors and electric commuters. My gravel bike has now become an electric commuter. It has the same 350 watt Yosi hub motor as this bike, just in a 700C wheel. This is supposed to have a 29er rear wheel, but which is the same diameter, by the way, as a 28 or a 700C. The 29er just refers to the tire. Nevertheless, this is a 27.5 inch, and the reason I'm using this mullet setup is so I can put on the large volume rear tire. This sign that says Camino refers to these farm roads that parallel the highway. As it's just after 5 p.m., there's going to be quite a bit of traffic, and avoiding the highway is a wonderful idea. At any rate, I can use these almost all the way to Guadalajara. There's the last leg, and that bit is on the edge of a highway, but it has a really good shoulder, hence it's not a problem. This bit is quite a bit narrower. The shoulder is dubious. Well, there's a little bit of this kind of thing, but it's worth it. With all the rain we've been having, it's in remarkably good shape. Anyways, I think this idea comes across pretty well, and there's lots more of this kind of fun stuff ahead, so I'm going to cut through this little bit of town, hang another left, and that'll put me back onto the farm road, but on the opposite side. So I'm going to say see ya and stop recording. Actually, I told it to no longer video. However, sometimes I just don't think it gets the message. This bit's going to be a little bit slower. And recording it's probably going to be a little duller. So I am going to say stop recording.